and invite the media and the public to go get it. And we are told that Maina Kiai ruling the polling station, the results go to the server. As a layman and Kenyans out there, the same way you are telling us to go to the public portal, why can't you tell us to just go to the server? I'm a layman, just tell me why this opening, this server. And at what point does that result reach the server? How long does it take to reach the server? Maybe that's the first question.
I respond to that. Thank you, Chair and members. It's interesting you've mentioned the server, because every time, in town, and I don't know whether this interview will actually blow my cover, but I normally walk undercover in town here in Nairobi. And when my shoes are being polished, I will pose electoral-related issues and see how the public is speaking towards them. And I hope they are not watching, so that I can continue with my undercover questioning, because it has helped me understand the view of the public and bring that to the table when we are making plans to improve our processes. The server is a term that has been grossly misunderstood. To the ordinary person, the server is like a room where you can open and you see all those forms that have been transmitted. They have been deposited there, and therefore when you go there, you can either physically have it, or you can click a button and say, give me Embakasi Primary School Station 1, and you get a form. The server it is both a physical and also a software platform whose job is simply to process a request that has come from a user and present it in a manner that is useful to the end user. For example, when we transmit our form from the KIMS tablet, it is encrypted. And therefore, even if you are to intercept it, you are receiving an encrypted. If you are able to open it, you will find gibberish on whatever you are trying to look at. Now, the server will receive that, convert it back to the shape that it had when it was captured by the KIMS tablet, and therefore push it to the public portal for us now to use it. So if you go to that server, even if it was a room, you will find gibberish which you cannot consume. So the server, and I think this is one area where if I come in as a commissioner...
Let's clarify this to me, because this is very important for the public.
Yes.
You have just said that it is encrypted and then it sends it to the public portal. Yet in your earlier statement, and even from IEBC, it's the image that went to the portal. So what has gone to the public portal?
Yeah, in computing, that image, when you capture it, it will not be transmitted as this sheet of paper. It will be transmitted in a series of zeros and ones, what we call computer language. And even if I was to receive it, I will not make sense out of it, because it does not look like the form that was taken. So it transmitted as a series of zeros and ones, that's the language that computers will understand. When it arrives at the server, now we have put a decrypting mechanism that will change it from encrypted to the normal form that it was when it was transmitted. The purpose is to make it secure as it makes its journey. But when it arrives at the server is also equally secure. It converts it back to the image that can now be put on the portal for us to view and download if we want.
Let me ask you, if it has gone to the portal, the public portal where everybody was picking it, then how come it has been very difficult whenever those who have lost have asked to open the server? Why has it been an issue?
Thank you.
Because the server and the public portal, they have argued, is not the same. Me, I'm not an IT guy. But and they are listening to you. You are an IT expert.
Correct.
And let me give you an example so that we don't drag over this. Here and in Parliament, we have the Hansard. So that when we disagree on what was agreed, we say, go and transcribe for us the Hansard. I believe in the same way that we are saying it's encrypted, I'm believing that during the verification, instead of Kenyans arguing this Form 34A and 34B, why can't you just encrypt the server and say, this is what the servers produce, this is what has come from this polling station? That's what I'm trying to get to. What's so hard in that?
Thank you, Chair and members. Actually, that question, like I said, the whole question of opening the server, if I become commissioner, it is a conversation that we will give priority, because in the minds of Kenyans, that is where elections are.
I have an opportunity to tell Kenyans, you are an IT guy. I've just told you how right now as we are talking in this Hansard, it's encrypted. Then they'll go and transcribe it for us and tell us this is what the deliberations were. After polling day, we have 7 days. Can't that server encrypted be transcribed so that when the agents go to whatever tallying center, they are comparing what the returning officer has brought with what has been gotten from the server? Why would that be difficult? You are an IT expert, just advise.
Yeah, it brings me back to the earlier explanation that I had explained about what a server really is. A server processes information that is given to it and then puts it in a format that can be used by the requesters. And therefore, what normally happens, like when the server was opened, and I want to clarify this even because I know I'm being seen live on live TV, the server was opened, and it was opened in a court-controlled process where the court was in charge of that process. The parties that had been given the right
na mtazamaji, moja kwa moja kutoka chuo cha mafunzo cha bima huko South Sea jijini Nairobi, ambapo usaili wa makamishna wa IEBC unaendelea katika kikao hicho ambacho kinaongozwa na Daktari Nelson Makanda.